DAZ Studio 4.6. Customized theme and style. Yeah. As you guys already know, I don't like editing things, so this is, I guess what you would say real time for me. So let's load up DAZ Studio, and I won't even be watching the video, my video. I just make them because, I lived through it. Why would I watch it? So if you're just opening up DAZ Studio, I'm pretty sure this is what it looks like for you. And you're like, oh my goodness. It's a good thing I came to watch this video of customizing and blah, 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 and that title that I just said, but I forgot what it's called. Because you're like, well, where is everything? You got your actors, wardrobes, and props. And you're like, okay, cool, I have my actors, my wardrobes, and props. And you're like, oh, that's fun, look at that. Look at that morph right there. And you have your pose and animations. But that's a little confusing too, because it's like you're posing and then you're animating, so you get like these options for those things. But it's like, this isn't posing. It's moving. I mean, I guess it's posing, but it's like just moving. You have your lights and your camera, and you have to like select your item, and there's nothing here. You don't have your presets or anything. Oh, you do have presets. Well, I mean, you probably just have like this, and maybe this. And the rest, like, I downloaded for free off of DAZstudios.com. So that's presets. Here's your editor. And you're going to have to press, add camera. And then you're going to blah, blah, blah. And you're going to like, You're going to press accept. And then you finally get your camera, and then it's over here. See? And if I want to add another camera, I just add another camera like this. Which is, like, super slow. Then you get, like, 2 cameras right here. But then it's kind of like, do I really want to do all that? And then over here you get this other pop-out thing, and you get your scenes. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this, so that way you could be as new as crap and still make something incredibly awesome. Something so awesome it looks like this. This was my first week of DAZ Studios, and I made all of this. I mean, I didn't design anything. I just used it to post everything, And I downloaded this picture for the background and stuff like that in my first week by just watching YouTubes and being incredibly smart. So what you need to do is go to go to Windows, go to Workspace, select Layout, and this is Hollywood Boulevard. That's the name of this layout, and I never use it because you have all your tools and they're hidden. They're hidden in your tools. You see, these are all your tools. And it's like, you do a lot of things. Like, if you want to, move your character and everything, like that and whatnots, you gotta go all over here to tools. Then you gotta go to, your scales, if you want to scale it. Which, I'm not really sure what this does anyways. Except for, like, moving things. But it's kind of like, okay. Then you gotta go back to your tools, and then you can do joint editor. But if you don't want to do that, you remember all these shortcuts right here. Alt, Shift, and some number. And it's like, do I really want to Alt, Shift, and some number all the time? It's not that comfortable. I'd rather them just somewhere super easy. You're always going to be using your node editor, your universal tool every now and then, and your spot render. Your spot render is where instead of rendering the entire scene, you can just click, drag, and let go, and it will render. And it looks just like this because as you can see right here, there's a little fine line right there where this part's rendered, this part's not rendered. And you want to do that when you're doing lights and different things, and when you're trying different materials and textures and colors for your clothing and stuff like that. And you don't want to keep going back to your tool to do freaking every single thing. That's super annoying. You just want it all right here. So what you need to do is you want to get pretty much everything you're basically ever going to use to be from here all over the place, okay? But not like all over the place like crazy. So go to Workspace, select Layouts, and you go from Windows Workspace, and then Layout. And then you're like, goodbye Hollywood Boulevard, and then you go to City Limits, okay? Press Accept. And instantly everything makes more sense. Look at this. Now you have your camera right here. If you want to create new camera, just press it, and you create that new camera. And then boom, it's right there. You want to create another one, press it. Name it whatever you want. You can take this thing, like that. Boom. And that's right there. Whatever that means. If you want to create a plane, it's right here. You can create that freaking plane if you want. Boom. It's right there. And then you can just exit off this thing. clear selection. If you don't like this thing around here where it says 14, this 1440 by 900, that's my my screen ratio for my monitor. And if you don't want this here to, this basically is the rendering. It says, okay, we're going to render this scene for your for these aspects ratios, and this is the box. Anything outside the box is not being rendered, and it's like, I don't want that there. So what I do is I just go and I go over here, and then click show floor aspects frame. I click off because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it. No, and there we go. Now my entire thing is the, thing kinda. So that's awesome. And now you have all your options. You have your go to ZBrush right here. See, click here to send to geometry to ZBrush. Then you have your thing for hexagon if you use that, or Bryce if you use that. Then you have your undos. See, here's my undos. How I'm undoing that, and here's my redos. Of course, I don't really use these too much. I just use the Control Z and Control Y because I don't really like to drag the mouse all the way over here. Then you have your imports and your exports right here. Right there, shut up. Right there. Then you have your save. You can save current scene. It's like, how would you like to save it? I don't have to say, and you press cancel because I don't want to save this. And then you have your new, create new scene. Oh, clear new scene. You press, no, I don't want to save this one. But thank you for asking me. That's really nice of you. Then you have this, which I never use these things anyway. I mean, this is to go to the home. I really don't know where this goes. Oh, that's what that does. Don't need this. And then you have your lights. If you want to create and do distant light, right there. Boom. And that's the distant light. Of course, you can't see anything because nothing's here. And you have pretty much all your settings that you would find in here. In here, like you have your renders. You have pretty much all your renders except for reality render, right here. Okay? Which is super awesome. You can right click this and like status bar if you want to see your status bar, which is down there somewhere. Let me redo that again. See, this is your status bar. That's it. Oh yeah, there it is. I usually don't really care about this. I mean, this is like lessons to like teach you how to do certain things if you download it, like Barefoot Dancer. That's like that was a free package, I think, or whatever's that you download from DAZstudio.com, and it basically just teaches you how to assemble everything and move everything into pieces by the lessons. But it's like, do you really need lessons for this? Like, no, I just YouTube it. Yeah, so you can leave that on or you can leave it off. I like to leave it off because I have more space, obviously. You can click this. If you click the arrow, or you drag the arrow, or whatever the arrow, anything the arrow, you interact with it, this will pop up wherever you want it, like that. Boom. And here's your animate thing right here, and here's your timeline, obviously. And if you want to, click this one too, you can do that. You can just click it again, whatever's. You can drag it, or you can drag it again. And the draggings, you can just it doesn't care if you drag or you drop or whatever. As long as you click it and you let go of the clicking, that's all it cares about. It's like, did you click me? Cool. And that's it. Then it opens. It's like, did you click me again? Cool. Now I'm going to close. So if you want to enlarge this, or make it larger for whatever reason, if you want to see more of these files, you just go like this. You click anywhere and you hold and you drag. As long as you're not on the arrow, it will enlarge and, whatever. But you can't go all the way down like crazy small because they're like, oh no, that's not cool. And then you have your render. You render the scene right here. You can render this. And this is my rendering right here. It's taking a long time because I already set up my rendering to be super awesome. So if you have your render settings on the crappiest settings, it'll be super fast. But mine, it's not because it's doing all these other things. Okay. And here's the history. History is just telling you what it's currently doing. I'm going to press cancel because I'm done with that. And here it is. That's the picture I just took. Here's your, let me get some bones out here. If you wanted these things, all of these things, like on top right here, all you have to do is go to, go to, I think it's here somewhere here. D-tree, it's probably not there. Okay, it's nope. Workspace, nope. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. Enable lesson strip. Oh, here it is. Orient tabs on the side, or if you want. There you go. And if you have too many tabs, you get this right here. This thing, so you can do that, which is kind of like if you're doing this and you're clicking these things, then just put some over here on this section right here. But notice you don't see it anymore on the sides anymore, okay? It's not there anymore. It's up here. But then it's like this has to be super big, and then you get this small workspace, which makes it hard to see your characters. See, look at that. It's like super small, and it's like, seriously? No, that's not what I want. So we go back to Windows, and then we go to where did I go? Where did I freaking? Oh yeah, here it is. And you just click off on that, and now you have it on the sides. See, super easy. Now, if for some reason you do that orient on the sides or off the sides, you put it from here to here, and this thing no longer shows it or something like that, you just go back and you undo it, and then you either click this to open or close, and then you redo it again. It's that super simple. It's that easy. Yeah. And then you have your moving tools right here on the side. These things are like super important, obviously. It's super important. So you can move this over here and over here like so. And you know, I'll talk about this later. So what you want on the sides of these things is you want to make it easy so you don't have to have this small view space, and you don't want both of these things open at the same time. So you put these at a nice comfortable size for you right here. So it's, you know, it's not so huge. So when you're dropping, you're dragging on clothes and stuff, this doesn't need to be, right there. I mean, it could just be clothes like that. And you get accessories, and you can just drag accessories like, boom, you're wearing this. And then these pants too, or whatever that is. Because your accessories, not pants. Wardrobes. And you're like, yes, you can wear that too, right? And then when you're done with the wardrobes and everything, I can just click off on that. You're done with the wardrobes and everything, you can just, do some content library. If you can't find things in your smart content, because you don't know how to put things in your smart content just yet, you go to your content library, and it's right here. If you want to, you can just close that, and you can open it too if you want. And if you don't use this thing, like, ever, you can just, well, if you do use, like, this is to specify what you want to search for. You just click in right here, and you can search. And you can specify where you want to search if you want, because if you have too many items of one name, whatever it is. And you can drag this down if you like, or not, whatever it is. And you can just search whatever it is. And so I like to keep this smart content with my content library here. I also like to keep my scenes not exactly right here sometimes. It depends, because this is a creation tool, because you're creating poses and you're posing and stuff like that. That's what DAZ Studio is like king about. It's like awesome for posing and rearranging things. So this is basically everything in your scene, everything on here. That's what all this is for. Okay, so you can make things invisible, not invisible, edit, do things like that, whatever. And I like to keep my scenes usually over here, but not always. Okay. Here's your render library. This is basically just the pictures that you have rendered. You can it's just accessing a file on your hard drive or your solid state disk drive. That's what this is for. So I usually never keep my render library here, because if I want to look at my render library, I just go to my freaking pictures. Let me just drag this to my main monitor, and I just got my pictures right there. And here are my pictures. Here's my created, and then here's my DAZ Studios right here. And voila, and here's my fighting scenes. I only rendered one because it was like taking 3 minutes and stuff like that. Then I was like, I'm gonna add in some shadows and blah 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 and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah. And then you click on this, and it just shows you what's in your rendered library. I usually never really put things in my rendered library because it's like, why would I want it in my rendered library? I want it in my pictures. So you can just drag this off the screen, and as you can see, it's just the windows. And you can drag it and you can put it over here if you like. But I drag it so that way I can get this option right here and exit. Also, this is the options menu button thing, whatever, where you have different options for stuff. So, and this is only for the content library. And if you click this, then you have all the options only for the smart content library. As you can see, it changes. And you click your scenes, and then you have options for your scenes library. And if you have something selected, then you get options for whatever you selected. See? And it applies for the other things. So if you click on, you go from English Jacket to this, click on this, you're like, oh, well, everything looks the same. It's because you have the same options for that other thing. These are all the options for this. And these are all the options for this. And if you click on this, you get all the options for this. You see? You can do it over here as well. And as you can see, if you drag the smart content out, you still have all the options for this. And if you're over here, you have all the options for this. See? And drag my smart content here. Oh, and you can drag it from the tops too. And you can just like let it go in here if you like. But then you get another windows. I mean, and this thing that's enlarged. It's like super big. So I guess like if you have like multi-monitors or something like that, or I really don't know why you would want it to be like this, but I guess if you're like really looking for something, then that'd be super helpful. And then voila, see? And then boom. So there we go. And if you ever want your library whatever's or whatever windows back, remember there's their windows, so you go to Windows, and then their panel. Well, they're panels. So you go to panels. Then you can see your content library, your deform, your help, your lights. Look at my hair, posing, power pose, and all the way to you see. Where is it? Your rendered library somewhere. Oh, here it is. Rendered library. Click on it, and then you drag drop. And then you can right click on this too if you like. You can go to Directory Manager, which is just this. You can right click, and which is the same thing as just doing that. So you can pretty much just say this is just right clicking. This is just like the Mac version of right clicking. And you can close panel. See, and it just closes the panel. It doesn't delete it. It just closes it. Voila. And then you get all these wardrobes and stuff, and these buttons right here, the drop down. So like if you have a lot of things, and you don't want your wardrobe just being spam like this, and you want to be like, yeah, I want outerwear, and then you just get outerwear, or swimwear, or blah 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 blah. This just specifies it. And if you're underwear, and you're like, oh well, what kind of underwear? If you have like I don't know, like Victoria's Secret's amount of underwear or something like that, bottoms, your tops, whatever. All that beautiful stuff. And here's your unassigned stuff, and this is stuff basically that you make yourself and whatever. And then you can assign it later if you want. I'll show you that in another video. So yeah, what you are going to want out is your content library, because not everything shows in your smart content, okay? There's a difference. So this is my smart content, because as you can see, this is selected because it's darker than this right here. And I select this. And as you notice, all the settings, the options have changed. And if I click off of it, I get more options for render and stuff like that. You're not going to get ready to render if you have this selected, because it's only going to show you things that are applicable to whatever you have selected. Okay? So if I go and I select the shirts, I can go to select Mingus Jacket. If I don't want to do it that way, I can go to my scenes, and I can just Mingus Jacket, or I can go to Genesis, or Mingus Jacket, or blah blah, or whatever this is, or I can go to my lights, which is down here, and I can click on it and go to my parameters, and I can change things. So I can go to my Genesis, and I can go like this. Like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. As you can see, this is not, it's not set to the character. It's not set to follow character, whatever. And you go to like points, point at or resolution based, blah 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 blah. Anyways, yeah. You can also delete things. I mean, remove things away from your scene. Not delete it from forever. It just removes it. It just takes it out of the scene. So you just gotta remove item from scene. Voila. And then if I can click on him if I want to. If I don't want to, I can just click on this, and then move it over here, up and down, right here, whatever it is. Or I can just reset these back if I like, by holding the Alt button and clicking anywhere on this measure bar thing, which is super awesome. So you're going to be using scenes. This is what you're going to be using a lot, okay? And your content library, your smart content, your posing, what you use to actually pose, your character, okay? You're going to be using this obviously like all the time. Your shaping, you don't actually need the shaping over here, unless you want it over here, because you have you can put shaping over here if you like to. It's just depending on your workflow. Sometimes you might want shaping here, sometimes you might not want shaping here. And a lot of people, they usually have shaping over here, so whatever. I usually have my scenes over here, and I'll put it wherever I want. Cameras, as you can see, you can add cameras and stuff like that right here, because we have like literally no cameras right now. So if we want, we can add cameras that way, or we can do less, because I don't want to have to click on this and then click on this, because that takes too long. I'll just go over here and then press accept. See, and now you can see your cameras somewhere. Press all, and this is basically just the settings for your camera. And if you like to look at if you have like a lot on your screen and you have like a whole set and stuff like that, like let me load up one really quickly. Open. Yes, open. I wonder if I can open this way too. Does it say open? Yeah, there we go. See how fast that was? Sword fighting, open. There we go. As you can see, it's loading a new file, but it's going to keep this how it is, obviously. And here we go. These are all the things in this one scene, which gets kind of crazy, right? We're just going to take this down, and here we go. As you can see, you're currently seeing my oh, I moved my front lower camera. Let's go to perspective view. As you can see, the background, it's not moving. That's because it's how my rendering is set up and stuff like that. This is actually everything that would be rendered onto in the picture if I was to render it. But if I go like this, it changes the aspect ratio, so I know exactly what I'm capturing. You see, but as you can see, here's all these other different things right here. So if you're good with names, or you just remember the names and stuff like that, then voila. If there's like so many things and you don't feel like clicking certain things, whatever's, you can just like that. See. Also, if you certain lights, they're kind of hard to click, over here. So you just go over here. As you can see, I was really sloppy. All my cameras just all over the freaking place. I can literally just drag this and drop it in here, and drop all my cameras in here, all of them in here. And what it's doing is it's creating archetype or architect or something thing. As you can see, now this actually has an option right here. It's a drop down box right here. So here are all my cameras. And if I wanted to, I could just put all the front view cameras in one drop down, all the back views in one drop down. If I wanted to, I can put all the stuff right here, like Mingus leggings with the Mingus jacket, if I wanted to. So it's right there when I click on it. If I wanted to. Or I can just drag it, and then it's out of there, like so. I do that with my lights and so on and whatnots. And here's your cameras. And it's pretty much this camera thing is pretty much just crappy, because you don't need it whatsoever. Because you can just do everything you want to do in your cameras your parameters right here. See? And it's so much better than these cameras. Like this is just like wasting space. I never use that ever. So if you're like pretty much done kind of looking at this in like big view or whatever, you can just easily go open this up and drag this over here. So that way you have your parameters and you can be like, yeah, I want to adjust my lights, and then you can adjust it like this. And then like, yeah, I want to adjust this Genesis, and I want to move over here, and then, but, you can go like hip, or you go to certain pelvis or fingers or left thigh, and you click on it so you can adjust that left thigh if you want to. But, I mean, these things are pretty big files. So it's like, I'm not going to just click on this to do that. I click on different body parts to do that if I want to. See how easy that is right there. And then if I want to like the Mingus jacket, and I wanted to like change the surface, which is basically just coloring it. You see this and you're like, oh crap, no, I didn't select anything. Well, yeah, you can just select it right here. See, you select the Mingus jacket, and everything that is apparent to the Mingus jacket will come up here. Just like if I select Genesis right here. See? Everything that Genesis is wearing, which is just this avatar right here, will come up right here in like currently used, right there. And then I can select whatever I want to select. And then I can just voila. See? So that way I can just change everything that's on her if I want to, the colors, the settings, whatever I want. And then I can get my lights right here. As you can see, my light that I titled back orange because it's in the back and it's orange. Makes sense. There's no surfaces, so there's no colors to change the material because it's just a freaking light. It's just this it's just this right here, all like that. But that's not that is the light I'm using. As you can see, it's highlighted. Wait, no, that isn't the light. Yeah. So if I want to change it, I just go to, well, I wouldn't go to lights because I don't need to go to lights. Lights is also something that's just not useful to me at all because I can go to parameters. See, I only have 3. That's less space being taken up. I just click this and I still get all the same options, all the same settings, except a little bit, more because now I can move it, as to where if I went to, Windows and I went all over here and I go all the way to lights. Where did I just happen? Oh, here it is. Lights. You do all. You still get the same thing. Everything is exactly the same. Just like in parameters. Everything is exactly the freaking same. Same. You get favorites, you get currents. And you can just change the color if you want. Or just anything you want, whatever. Oh, and that's this light right here that I'm moving. But if I want to move this light, I just click it. And then I just click this. Or I can just leave it in currents. And then I can click the down button. And I get my shadows. I get my lights. For the intensity, my display, my general, then my display, whatever I want. If I go to lights, I get exactly the same thing. It's just that, then you can also select things over here if you like to. And these are, basically just, more lights that you've already, set up and everything. But why would you want to go all the way over here to click on lights when you could just go over here and click on lights, especially if you group and categorize these so it's easier to find. But right here it just puts all your lights right here, instead of having to like look over here if you want to. So it just depends how you want to look at things or where you want to go with your stuff, blah 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 blah. Of course, these are all my lights right here. It just stays right here. I can group them if I want to, and I can be like, that's this light, and that's that light, and all of this does is it just puts this up under this one light. So it doesn't mean it's the parent. It's not the parent. Basically, it's just better organization. That's it. Better organization. So you can click this, and you're like, oh hey, here's all my lights. Here's all my lights right there. And if you're like you're getting into your art and stuff like that, and you're you're putting things, wherever you want to put them, you're going to be noticing things being added to the scene because you're the one adding them to the scene. So it's only logical you're going to be remembering where everything is. Plus, you're going to be naming things. So you already know, where you want to name, what you want this named as, and that named as, blah 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 blah. You could put all your spotlights here, all the lights from the left, all the lights from the right. And you can even do sub folders like this right here. But you want to go too crazy because then it's all over the place. And then you just drag and put it right there back, like so. Or you can just go here, and voila. But going here, it's kind of like just having this scenes tab over here, and you're just clicking over here, and then going back to lights. See? It's like this is a little bit better, because you have even more than just lights, Because you're never going to just be like, oh, let me just, my lights, blah, blah, whatever. So, yeah. Also, in your workflow, you kind of, because I like to keep the parameters first right here, extremely close to the directional options right here, the backs and the rights and stuff like that, and this over here as well, because it's just easier. The scenes right here, I don't really move too many things when I'm looking at my scenes. I'm not really popping at my scenes all that much during majority of the time, unless I'm really just critiquing. But then if I'm critiquing, I'm not really moving too much of this that much anyway, so I usually just keep my scenes over here. But if I am doing something to where I'm going back and forth and I really want to zoom in a lot and I want bigger canvas, I'll just move it over here. Simple as that. And you don't need to click these arrows for them to go away. You just click on this. Whatever you selected, you can just click it again and it'll go back. And if you want your smart content, you just click it, and your smart content is selected, and voila. And if you were to click on current library, you just go to current library, and you just click off on it again. Voila. It's that simple, that easy. So yeah, when I'm moving and adjusting my character and stuff like that, like the foot, I want to pan a bit over here-ish maybe, and I go over here a little bit. And here's my lights here. I don't want that there. I don't ever use that. Right here, I go to my posing, and then voila, I can just do whatever I want right here. Or I can just go over here, all, if I want to. And notice the whole thing is selected, so I can move the whole thing if I want to. Or I can just specify and just move that, and just click on the left foot. And then here's your options. You point the left foot at something if you want, or scale, or blah 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 blah. If you're doing parameters a lot, for whatever reason you're doing it for, then voila. But if you're doing surfaces, you can just like so, and then drag. Wait, what? Makes no sense. Okay, yeah, there you go. You just move it like that. And then voila, you get your posing, take your posing, you just put it back down there, you got all, you just put it in order kind of like that. So voila. And if I'm doing like node editing or something like that, I'll just good workspace, panels, and I'll go to my, where is it? Okay, looking for it, and oh, puppeteering. There it is, puppeteering. Voila. I can do this if I like, but then it's kind of like in the way. So I'll just put it over here. As you notice, it goes down towards the ground. And if I want to really just organize this, you can just drag these all over the place if you like. And you can even drag this off, so then you have nothing there if you want, which is like whatever-ish, I guess. And then you can just drag these together if you like, and then you can do it like that. And then you can just drag and drop it over there, like so. There we go. You have to drag the top parts. Awesome. And then we have your surfaces, and then we want to put parameters in there. Parameters will be down, and then puppeteer that'll be added. So if you not put it here, it'll go down like that. and then I put my posing over here, and then it'll just go down right there. So anything you add, it just goes underneath. That's why if I want my surfaces to be bottom right here, voila. And my puppeteering, I want this to be down over here, unless I'm doing something else, whatever it is. And then there it is. That's how you customize your stuff, because you have all your selections. So you can go right here and you can do the moving tool, and you can have your hand like eating something. Like you can use your right hand to move things with your mouse, and you can have your left hand like eating something or playing with your girlfriend or whatever you're doing. Because sometimes they get bored and like, play with me while you're doing stuff. And you're like, okay, cool. And you can just click all these things, and then you can be like, oh yeah, I want to capture something right here really quickly. And you can be like, yeah, boom. And voila, and capture stuff. And then as you can see the lights right there and everything, which is nice. You can do your parameters and stuff like that. You can click on this, and then you can, as you see, like you might want to move this over here. So it's just a bit easier, right? And you can click off on this, whatever. And anytime you render something, it will like kind of like anytime you render anything, it will freeze all of this, everything, every single thing. It will freeze it until you click anywhere upon your scene, and then it come back. So like if I render this right here, right? This whole thing you render, because that's like actually what it is. We're going to cancel this because I'm running too many programs at once. It's kind of slowing down. And then if I click on this, it stays like this. This is the way it's frozen. It's been rendered and then frozen. See? So if I click anywhere else, boom. After the rendering, voila. As you can see. And then I want to move this leg, so I'll go like posing or whatever I want. I'll just bend it down. I'll click on this, and then I can like bend it up some more. Up some more. Click on this right here. Boom. If I want to twist it, and then boom. Then I get a preview, and then I can just scrub through this. As you can see, already making videos and whatnot. And it's that easy. And then you can have two things, over whatever, if you like, or you can just, just be aware of what you're using and how much you're using it. And certain things you're not going to be using for certain scenes that much, and other things you will. So if you're working on a certain scene and you're just not going to be using puppeteering, you can just close it. And you can put anything wherever you want to put it, and then you save your, you press this, and you save it. I don't want to save this. I do not want to save it. I do not want to save it. No. Don't save. Don't save. Don't save. Oh shit. Shit. No. Damn it. Well, as you can see, I have already saved this scene, and then I click the save button, and it saves itself. Hopefully I stopped it. So what I'm going to do is go to open, and I'm going to go to sword fighting, and I'm going to open this again, and hopefully it did not save. It's reading assets right now, and it looks like it did save. So that's one great thing about this. As long as you save it, or you press the save button option, it will save it even if the program is crashing. So if you know that your program is crashing, you just press that save button, and if you don't have to type in any names because you've already saved it, then it will save before it does anything else. So I mean, it's great if you have some beautiful art right there, and you're I don't know, some crap happens, and voila, it's just saved, like that. It's like Superman. But if you do like me and you're just doing, examples, and you press save, and you think that, oh, I can just cancel this anytime I want to, and the cancel button basically just says, oh, hell no, like this is just here to mock you, then it's horrible. and now I have to redo the legs. I wanted so much more angles on this. I mean, I only have one angle on this, but whatever. I'll just redo it. Yeah, and then get the limbs and everything. But yeah, that's it. This is how you set up everything. You get your morph loader right here if you want to load morphs. You get your click here to show or hide deform panel, and here's your deforms. Of course, who uses this anymore when you can just use ZBrush to make your deforming? I mean your morphs. And if you don't know what morphs are, they're super simple. You just go to shaping, and these are morphs right here. See? And you can go to like I already have some morphs that I created myself, so I can make her like more busty if I want to, but I've already made her like a nice size. Yeah, I know, because I like DAZ Studios. I guess they're like, oh yeah, skinny people are all the rage. Like, people only love skinny people, which makes no sense, because it's not like only skinny people are married and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah. Later on, I'll probably show you how to make a whole scene. Super easy for beginners. All that stuff. So yeah, in the comments, if I talk too fast, let me know, because it doesn't seem like I talk that fast anyways. Let me know if you like it, or if you want me to like capitalize on more and more things, or if you want like different videos, or blah 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 blah. You know, don't be lazy. Sign into YouTube, and then press those thumbs up buttons or those thumb down buttons to let me know if you like it or not. All that stuff. Well, or you can just be lazy and like whatever's. So yeah, yeah, totally. Well, and blah 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 and blah 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 blah.